Hello everybody, we're here talking about Fenrir, the guy with a top hat. We're going to go in, discuss his build, who he's good against, who doesn't he like to go against, who do you stomp on, what are you looking for, aggressive, not aggressive, defensive, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's get ourselves right into this. So, looking at our God Builder here, we have two options at the start of the game. Watcher's Gift or Bluestone Pendant. If you're going to be playing Fenrir, which you are in this case, you really ought to go Bluestone Pendant. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable, but it does give you 50 physical power early, which is very important. You're going to get just about as much mana from this as you are from Watcher's Gift, which means when you start off the game, regardless of what you go, make sure you get your Watcher's Gift or Bluestone. Really try Bluestone if you can. Get your Hog, get your 4 health potions, and get your 4 multi-potions. Or if you're going to throw out 2 wards, it's 3 health potions, 3 multi-potions. That should be plenty fine. Remember, the multi-potions are crucial, especially on a character like Fenrir, where you're going to be going in a lot early, and you need to do the damage, and you need to be able to live. 100 extra HP over that 10-second period could be the difference between life and death. Getting all kinds of invites today. So, when you finish up that, you're going to be looking at your first real item. You're going to be looking at boots here. Really, you want to get Warrior Tabi. Warrior Tabi is going to give you 40 physical power, give you a ton of movement speed. It gives you invites in your bottom right-hand corner. Gives you that kind of stuff. That's going to give you a ton of damage. This plus Bluestone gives you 55 physical power. This means you're going to be doing a ton of damage until like the 18-minute mark where you'll start to drop off. But this will give you a ton of burst damage early, which is where you really can utilize the Fenrir support. For your first real defensive item, you have options. If you're kind of ahead and you're feeling good, go Hide of the Urchin. Hide of the Urchin is one of the most underrated items in the game. It's incredibly strong. Here's the problem. When you're going for Hide of the Urchin and you get the tier 1, it doesn't give you anything. It's ass. This is the worst tier 1 probably in the game of any item. 10 of each protection sucks. Comparatively over here, for 25 more gold, you get 20 physical and 100 health. That's way better. Not even close, right? And the tier 2 is only 1400. The tier 2 over here is 1585. It's a lot more expensive, but that tier 2 is one of the better tier 2s in the game. 30 of each protections and 125 health and mana. That's incredibly strong. You bring it up all the way to the top, 45 each protection, plus 20 if you get maxed stacked, 250 of each. Super strong item. If you can get it, go for it, do it. After that, work your way back into Sov and Heartward. Switch these around. If you go Hide of the Urchin, you can flop around the Heartward or Sovereignty whatever way you need to, depending on team composition. If you don't get the Hide first, you have to get Sovereignty because you have to get some physical protections on the board. You don't have a choice. But, you know, if you already have the physical protections on the board, you can go Heartward to get the magical protections. Heartward is better bang for your buck than Sovereignty. It gives you more overall stats and better stats. Like I said, the reason why we get Sov early is because you need the physical defense. Looking into the rest of our items, it becomes situational. Frostbound Hammer is a great item towards the end of the game. If you're jumping on their backline and like attacking their ADC, well, now you're reducing their attack speed. That's a great course to go down. Runeforged Hammer is a great item. A lot of defense. If you already have physical defense, it adds a bit to your damage. Gives you more of that bruiser status as a support. Of course, you got Magi's Blessing, which you should probably get towards the end of your build. And what I don't have on here is Midgardian Mail. Midgardian Mail is always a fantastic option, especially against the current heavy hunter meta. Midgardian Mail does very well against that meta. Of course, for your actives, you're looking at Wrath of the Gods. Don't get Blink on Fenrir. It's just here for troll. But get Weakening Curse, get your Shell, get Heavenly Agility, get what your team needs as your second active. That's your job as a support. Don't get Eye of Providence. I know you want to. Don't do it. Going into our abilities, Fenrir has one of the easier passives in the game. You auto-attack 5 times and you hit something. You build up 5 stacks. Your next ability that you use has a bonus effect. Each ability has a bonus depending on the ability that you use. If you get a kill, it resets and you get all 5 runes again, so your next ability does a bonus effect again. So if you kill somebody with your 1, then you have 5 runes again. If you use your 1 again, it would do the bonus effect again. That's how that works. Your 1. You're going to get this ability at level 1. It's your getaway, and it does a ton of damage. No reason not to get it. It's a leap. It does damage. If you have 5 runes, it stuns for 1 second. This is typically where you're going to use your 5 runes for the majority of the game is on your jump. You want your jump to stun. It gives you a lot of initiation, and it's a great combination with your ultimate. You get this at level 1. You're going to rank this skill up to max 2nd. Brutalize. This is your 3rd skill. This is the skill you got to get at level 2, level 3, every level that you can get. You want to get this skill maxed up first. You brutalize somebody, you smack them 4 times, you stick to them, it does a ton of damage. If you've got max runes, it does AoE damage 75%. Very rarely are you going to use your runes on this unless you're clearing like a jungle camp. That's when you would want to use it. It's really good for clear. Seething Howl. This is the skill that you rank up last. As Fenrir support, it doesn't mean that much to you. At the end of the game, it's very strong. So it's a physical and power and lifesteal buff. That's an active. It's not passively like a Bakasura. It's active. So you activate it and it does a buff. If you got full runes, that buff's increased by 50%. That means at the end of the game, this is what you want to use for your runes. When you're level 20, you got everything maxed out. You want to use your 5 runes on this. It's going to give you an incredible amount of lifesteal and extra damage. Ragnarok, the bread and butter of Fenrir. You jump in with your 1, which stunned them. You pop your ultimate. It's going to make you a big wolf. You grab somebody, you put them in your mouth, and you run them back towards your team or back into the tower. Doesn't matter. You put them way out of position, and then you kill them. Never use your 5 runes on Ragnarok if you can help it. It basically gives you extra protections. Who cares? It's not worth it. Use it on your jump. So, who is Fenrir good against in lane? Who is he bad against in lane? Well, the character he's best against for an ADC is Xbalanque by far. Hands down, no question. Why is that? Xbalanque is the only character that when he does his dash away, you actually stick to him. His dash does not cancel your brutalize. You can brutalize through it, which means he has absolutely no way to get away from you. You can camp him and kill him over and over and over for the first 20 minutes of the game. What ADC do you not want to go against? I'm not a huge fan of going against Neith. Neith is pretty difficult on Fenrir, and that's about it. The rest of the ADCs are okay. You know, they're not, like, super easy to kill or super hard. Apollo sucks. Nobody plays Apollo right now, but the only other one that you wouldn't want to go against would be Apollo. So Apollo and Neith. Why? Because Apollo can mez you out of your brutalize and then walk away, and he'll be totally fine. As far as supports go, you do not want to go up against the Ymir, because the second you brutalize, he's going to freeze you out of it. For that same reason, you don't really want to go up against Athena. You start to brutalize, she taunts you right out of it. Neither of those characters are particularly fun to go against as a Fenrir. They also both have CC immune ults. Typically, if you jump on them, you play it right, it won't matter, but they do have CC immune ults, particularly Ymir. Who do you want to go against on Fenrir? I like him against warrior supports. I like him against Guan Yu. I like him against Sun Wukong. I like him against Geb. Fenrir destroys Geb. It's not even close. Knockup does not stop brutalize. The only way Geb can stop the brutalize is if he ultimates. You can put Geb super out of position by stunning him and grabbing him. Really dominates on Geb. That's actually his big go-to. If it's a Geb Xbalanque lane, Fenrir, man. Fenrir destroys both of those characters. Get yourself a Fenrir Neith. Oh, so much damage. Quick note, if possible, if you're playing with an Anher Fenrir is a good lane, but you have to be careful. If you brutalize and they impale, if your Anher impales the target that you're on and knocks them away, your brutalize will not follow them through that. You do not follow through that knockback. So keep that in mind. It leads to a lot of dropped kills. You can still do it, just make sure the Anher does his combo first, or he waits for you to finish your brutalize or whatever. That's why I prefer Neith, because Neith just roots them and does as much damage anyway, so why not just pick Neith? Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching it. Please subscribe to my YouTube if you enjoy the content. And as always, have a twitchin' day, y'all.